What's going on, guys? Today we're doing some interesting stuff. So, trying to get the Hardbody drift ready. I bought this oil catch can right here, this monster thing, and we're gonna mount it right here like this. So it should clear the hood and everything. I can go down a little bit. But what I'd like to do is use that stock bolt right there. I'd like to use that and bolt this to there. If we gotta go down, we'll go down. Anyways, so we're doing that. Then we're going to Paul's. Well, we're going to Paul's first. I'm waiting on Beau. Beau's on his way over. We're gonna go to Paul's and we're gonna get these two 10AN bungs welded onto the valve cover. Now, one will probably go here, I assume. I don't know. Paul knows more about this, and we'll ask him when we get there. And the other one's probably going to go about here. So if we go look on the truck where those are, we'll see how that's going to work out for us. Hopefully it works out well. If not, oh well. So the one's back here, and that'll be fine. It'll go over this. The other one, we may have to move some of this out of the way, and it'll probably go about there. So if we got to move some stuff, we'll move some stuff. This vacuum line's going away, so that should help. And obviously this will all be out of the way as well. So I think that's pretty good as far as all the fitment goes. But we need to make some brackets for the catch can. So that's what I'm doing here. I got them marked out. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the plasma cutter, get us mare, and get cutting. So I'll show you guys a little bit of cutting, and then I'll show you my finished product.
Hello everyone, I am here now. You can all start enjoying the video. It looks like the 240 is in hover mode. What's up? It's in crazy hover mode. Yeesh. That doesn't look safe.
One of the jack stands apparently isn't as high as the rest. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
It's coming down anyways.
You show everybody your catch can? That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Dang. I love it.
Look at them, they're so pretty.
Dang, those are pretty.
So
Where'd you get this? Amazon?
you know it. But it's all 10AN, so it's big. You know, it's not little line.
Nice.
Big line. It was $60 for that and $60 for this.
That's not bad.
And then I had to get, so on the cash can, and I don't know why they do this to you. Hold on. Time out.
Dang.
So I don't know why people do this to you. They know when you order a kit, it's going to come with female ends. And then they weld female ends onto the shit that you buy. Like, so I had to buy male-to-male adapters.
That's lame.
So dumb.
That's super lame.
So those will be here Friday.
Alright.
Alright guys, we're at Paul's. I say alright guys a lot.
You say alright guys and you say so.
So,
Of course I do that also.
anyways, we're here. So we're gonna go talk to the man and see if he's got anything cool going on. Or
Right
if
on.
we're the only cool people around.
I'm the only cool person around. For reals.
Beau's a loser. Just remember that. He is a loser.
This is Paul's Studebaker. It's amazing looking. Gasser life, son. Would you leave me alone? I'm looking at this car.
So we should be able to,
That's a lot.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We should be able to cut this off.
Oh, okay.
I want to try not to, well, I got a drill there, but we cut this off and drill that out, maybe let that metal pull out.
And so this side's a little higher. And if we had to, we could come over here and I can crank it around. It's not that big of a deal. It'll be easier.
No, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
How do I get one of those dope shirts?
We'll open that size of it.
What?
Pretty awesome like that. That's the magic shirt box.
Dang. Magic shirt box.
Just want to try to eat some of that steel out of there so we can actually not have it mess with the weld. Sucker walked like crazy. See if it's in. Come on now. Good. Throwing metal, aluminum.
Damn.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Sweet.
Now he's gonna do the real magic.
The real magic.
This is my protection for being in the shop. Looks like we're about to do some welding.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
It's the fun stuff. It's what we all live for. By holding the TIG torch there, what you're doing is letting just letting everything cool down with the shielding gas on it. Versus if you pull it straight away, it'll leave an indentation in that aluminum weld, and generally where your cracks start to happen.
Oh, okay.
Leaves what they call a crater crack. So that's why you see me hang out there for a minute. Just let everything slowly cool down, and you'll notice when as I'm drawing to the end of the weld to stop the weld, I slowly let off the pedal because everything's real hot. If you just pull the pedal, if you pull the heat and everything right away, if you look right there in that last little puddle, and there'll be a crater, and then if you look real close at the crater, you can see a whole bunch of cracks. So usually what happens is that goes down to the bottom of the weld, and then it's something like this. It may not happen, or it'll take a really long time. But with a crater crack going to the bottom, vibration, stresses like that, that's where your crack is going to start, and it's going to wrap its way over back down the whole weld.
That's interesting. I was wondering why you were doing that.
Yeah, that's it. You can see,
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Come on, camera.
I
mean, it's real small.
yeah,
You know?
but that's what you're trying to prevent. I was. the other thing is aluminum, especially on like a cast like this, it's just super dirty. So like all that black right there and that white kind of film, it's just a sign of dirtiness.
Okay.
So that's why
impurities in the metal or whatever.
Yeah, it's just burning everything out. So that's why you see, you know, I hit it with a flapper wheel, which a lot of guys will tell you not to do. I do it. They say that because aluminum is so soft, so it wraps impurities and contaminants into the aluminum. I just try to be gentle with it, and then, you know, I got a designated stainless brush specifically for cleaning the metal. Okay. So anytime I stop, you know, I'll clean it, and it's not to, I mean, it shines up the weld, but the real purpose is just it gets in there and helps to scrub off any impurities, contaminants that are right there in your weld joint. Especially like one of these was marked with a marker. Again, some people argue that any kind of contaminant is going to cause a problem, which I mean, to an extent it will, but for something like this, it's kind of hard. You got to cook this thing in an oven, do different things to really get all the contaminants drawn out of it.
Okay. So Paul's got it all done. It looks great. Hopefully, this solves our smoking issue. You can't really see it, but it's up there. Here's this one. It ate into the thing a little bit, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I just hope this solves our problem. I'm really tired of every time I get on the truck, it just starts smoking out from under the hood. It's not crazy or anything, but if we're going to a drift event and we're just going to be on this the whole time, it's going to get crazy. So hopefully this solves the problem. And if it does, I mean, this is something you guys can do to your cars, trucks, you know, whichever one you're rolling with. I know a lot of people are interested in the 240. A lot of people are interested in the Hardbody. Basically, as far as the motor goes, the Hardbody's our test bench, and then we're going to double everything up on the 240 eventually. What's going on, guys? It's the next day. So I got my brackets all done. They're kind of janky. It's held on here with one of them. And it's okay. It's wibbly wobbly this way. I don't know if you can see that. But anyways, I'm waiting for the two fittings that go here. But I got this line made. So this line will go from here, from right over there, like this. Probably not up at that angle, but something along those lines. And the other one, I have one end on. I want to wait till I get the other ends before I finish building this one. Let me tell you, AN lines, this is the first time I've ever built any. They are a pain. Like, on the STI, we have AN fittings with push lock hose, which is a pain as well because it's push lock, so you really got to get it on there. But my goodness, this stuff, the first, I don't know, 3 times I tried, I just couldn't get it. Now I kind of got it down. It's pretty simple. The most important thing is cutting your hose really well. If you don't do that, you're not going to get it on. Beau told me that on his car, he like shaved all the nylon away. So we did that. That didn't help. So I went ahead and cut it. And I don't know if you can see this. That cut's not the cleanest. Yeah, couldn't get it on. Anyways, ended up taping around the hose and then cutting it. Came out really clean, and it's pretty easy, like, once you do that. The AN fittings, they're threaded on the inside of here, so that it kind of helps get onto the hose. You, like, push it on and twist at the same time. Anyways, that was a learning experience. So here we are. I gotta figure out this bracket. So this side of the firewall is deeper than that side. So I was thinking about coming off of right here. There's a little bolt hole coming up there and just coming up to the back of this. That should keep it from wobbling back and forth, and then that one will keep it from wobbling forward and back. I hope. So I think I'm gonna try that, try and make a little bit longer one. We'll see how it goes. but it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm really happy. Tomorrow, those other things will be here, and we'll put the hard body valve cover back on. All right, guys. It's been a couple days. Been working on some stuff. Video on that next. But we got the catch can in. It's mounted. It's not going nowhere. My bracket looks like crap. I used the bolts from my Volks that are on the STI, but made these lines. They look amazing. When we go with the 240 intake manifold, I made them that way so that they go around it, and I think they'll do that really well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's looking good, really coming along. I'm excited. It seems like it works well. I've been revving it up and kind of filling the filter, and it feels good. I think it fits with the hood down. I don't see why it wouldn't. We have these hood spacers, so it should fit no problem. Oh man, I can't tell. I don't know if you guys can see back there, but there she is. Anyways, hopefully that solves our problem. Thanks for hanging out with us. Big shout out to Paul for welding that up for us, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.